Raise your hand if you have ever flown across the country, from Boston to Seattle, California, similar to, okay. Raise your hand if you've ever driven across the country. Raise your hand if you've ever biked. You sort of, what, halfway?
Well, I did some of the driving.
Oh, some of the driving. That counts. If you were in the car and you drove, okay, great. Raise your hand if you've ever biked across the country. In 1997, I was sitting in a hotel lobby in Topeka, Kansas, and I overheard the front desk clerk talking to her friend. You're not going to believe this. There's a whole group of bikers staying at the hotel, and they're biking all across the United States. No, the kind with pedals. She was talking about me. I was part of that group. We went from California to New Hampshire by bike. Not the kind that goes by motor, the kind with pedals. And before the trip, I had a lot of concerns, like, will I make it? Will I be able to keep up with everybody? Will I take a wrong turn and be lost forever? Will my spandex padded biking shorts look too tight? And I had a lot of preparation. I couldn't just hop on my bike to bike across the country. I had to do the proper training, the proper eating, the proper packing. And once the trip got on its way, I started to feel a little bit more comfortable. And every time I took on a challenge, like a hill, a headwind, nausea, I was able to take on bigger challenges. And when it was all over, I was a much stronger cyclist. Public speaking is a lot like biking across the country. It can be scary at first. There's a lot of preparation involved. Once you do it, you become more comfortable. Once you take on challenges, you're able to take on bigger challenges, and then you become a much stronger public speaker. Raise your hand if you've ever done raise your hand if you've ever done any kind of presenting or plan on doing any kind of presenting. Raise your hand if you're a little nervous when you present. Sometimes we're nervous depending on who's in our audience. Sometimes we're nervous depending on what we're talking about. So sometimes we're more comfortable than others. Whenever I used to get up to speak, when I was in the hotel industry and I went to a staff meeting, actually I didn't even get up. I sat down around the conference room, and when it was my turn, my heart started pounding like a big, loud drum. And I had no idea what I had said. And when I worked for the school system, I had to get up and speak to PTAs. And the whole audience was blurry. I couldn't even see them because my heart was pounding so hard. And then I used to run single events, and I used to get up and welcome people, and my voice squeaked. And after 7 years of thinking about it, I finally decided to improve my public speaking, get over my nerves, and just really do something about it. And that's when I joined Toastmasters. Today, my heart doesn't pound as loud as a drum. My voice doesn't squeak like Mickey Mouse. Not all the time anyways. And all of you are pretty clear tonight. There's no blurriness. Now, there's only two things that you need in order to become a great public speaker. It's knowing what to do and doing it. That's it. I want you to imagine for a moment that it's the first day on your job. If you are in job transition, imagine the last job you had. It's the first day of your job. You have no experience. You have no training at all. No experience, no training, no knowledge of the job responsibilities that you're about to do. How would you feel? Let's hear.
Pretty nervous.
Nervous. That's pretty much how most people feel when they present. Because most people today who make presentations have not had public speaking skills training. They don't know what to do, so they're nervous, they're scared, they don't know what's going to happen. And we tend to copy what everyone else is doing. So tonight I'm going to share with you some steps, some tips on how to prepare and create a wonderful presentation so you can get great results every time.